Welcome to this session where we talk about training ChatGPT. As an AI language model, ChatGPT is not directly trained by end users. Instead, ChatGPT has already undergone extensive training and fine tuning by its developers and is designed to be used as a pre trained model for a wide range of conversational applications. When we talk about training ChatGPT, we are referring to the process of fine tuning the pre trained ChatGPT model on a specific task or a dataset. This involves updating the model's parameters and optimizing them for a given task. So, training ChatGPT does not mean teaching it to give you relevant answers in a conversational context. Instead, it means adapting the pre trained model to a specific natural language processing task such as text generation, language translation, or even sentiment analysis by fine tuning it on a relevant dataset. However, users can use ChatGPT to further train the model on specific data or domains to customize it for their specific use cases. This process is known as transfer learning, where a pre trained model is fine tuned to a specific dataset to improve its performance on a particular task. So let's have a look at what are the different steps involved when we are actually trying to train ChatGPT using transfer learning. The first step involves gathering of data or data collection. In this, we gather a dataset that is relevant to a particular task. The dataset should be diverse, of high quality, and representative of the data you expect the model to encounter in a real-world application. The second step involves pre-processing the data. The collected data must be pre-processed to remove any kind of noise, inconsistencies, or irrelevant information. This process can include tasks such as data cleaning, normalization, and even tokenization. The third step involves fine-tuning the model. Once the pre-processing is completed, you can use the pre-trained ChatGPT model to fine-tune it on your specific dataset. Fine-tuning involves adjusting the weights of the pre-trained model based on the new data. After the fine-tuning model is done, it is necessary to evaluate its performance to ensure that it has learned to perform the task effectively. The evaluations can be done by measuring various metrics such as accuracy, the F1 score, and even perplexity. Lastly, once the model is trained and evaluated, it can actually be deployed into the production environment for it to be used for the intended task. However, it is important to note that training an AI model requires significant computational resources and technical expertise. Therefore, it is recommended that only users with limited technical expertise use the existing pre-trained models such as ChatGPT, and only then consider fine-tuning the model if you have access to the required resources and expertise. Let's take an example of, let's say, a company that wants to use ChatGPT to develop a customer service chatbot that can answer their customer queries and resolve issues. The company can fine-tune ChatGPT on their specific data set of customer service conversations to improve the accuracy and relevance of the responses provided by this chatbot. The company first collects a large data set of customer service conversations from various channels such as emails, chats, and even from social media. They pre-process the data by removing irrelevant information and normalizing the text. Then, they use the pre-trained ChatGPT model as a starting point and fine-tune it on their dataset by using some deep learning frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch. Once the model is trained, the company then evaluates its performance by testing it on a separate dataset and measuring metrics such as the accuracy and the F1 score. Sometimes companies also use human evaluators to assess the quality of the chatbot's responses. After evaluating and refining the model, the company then deploys the chatbot to their customer service channels to provide automated support to their customers. This new chatbot can now handle a wide range of queries, provide personalize responses, and even escalate issues to an human agent whenever necessary, thus leading to improved customer satisfaction and efficiency in customer service operations. You, as a user, can also provide data to ChatGPT so that it may give you a response that's customized and curated to your setting. As an example, let's have a look at how we can use ChatGPT and train it as users of ChatGPT. So, as we know that ChatGPT has data only until September 2021, it doesn't really matter because we can actually train ChatGPT providing it data about our particular company. Now, in our case, GUI was launched before 2021, so ChatGPT will have data about it. But let's say, for example, we started a new business. Our business is GUI, and we don't know what we can do in regards to marketing strategies and social media posts. So we can actually have ChatGPT create them for us. Let's see how we can do that. What I will do is actually ask ChatGPT a question by letting it know and asking it that, can I tell you a bit about my business so that you can use that information and create marketing strategies and relevant social media posts? I hit enter. And now ChatGPT tells me that yes, you can definitely tell me about your business. I'll use that information and create a strategy and social media post to your specific needs, provide me the details and so on. Now I can sit and write in detail about what GUI is and things like that. But if you yourself also have a business and you have a landing page or a website that you actually, use to actually market your page, you can actually gather data from that page by very simply just copying the link to your page and going to this website called totheweb.com. In this totheweb.com, you have an option of actually converting your content to text. By going to tools and blogs, I'll use this convert to text thing. Now over here, what I need to do is just paste the URL to my particular page. I'll just verify that I'm not a robot and convert to text. Now what this website does is it gathers data from your web page so that you don't actually have to sit and give a detailed description about your business. And if you have a website like this, it becomes easy for you. So all the text about your website will be present over here. You can just copy all of the text and then just paste it down over here. Now that was the process of gathering the data. We gathered the data about our particular website and now we paste it down. But we can't just paste this directly. ChatGPT needs relevant data. So what we need to do is get rid of all these unnecessary points that we can't really use to explain what our business is all about. Now, I have already cleaned up this data and I already have a cleaned version of this particular scrape data. So I'm just going to paste that over here, and the cleaned up version of this data looks somewhat like this. So it basically has all the data about my particular page and all the irrelevant points are thrown out. So this is what it finally looks like. So I'm just going to use that and hit enter. And once I've given it data, it says, okay, surely please tell me more about your business. So maybe some points were a little off for it to understand. So let me just edit it up a bit. Maybe just remove these points over here. And at the same time, I can just reduce this down a bit. Okay. And that's it. Let me just save and submit. And it tells me that it seems that you have provided a description of GUI because it already has data about GUI. It tells me that, hey, I understand that you're talking to me about GUI and so on. So now I can use that information to ask it to, give me a marketing strategy. Or, for example, I can tell it to, let's say, create 5 social media posts with emojis that I can use to effectively communicate the future of AI and how my course in data science can be beneficial for the same, or how a GUI course in data science can be beneficial for the same. And it gives me a set of points over here. Exciting news. The future of AI is looking bright and you can be a part of it with GUI's data science course. Want to stay ahead of the curve? Learn in the latest technology? Join GUI's data. Take your career to new heights. Join the GUI community. Celebrate your future success and so on. Now, if you don't like the suggestions it gave you, you can ask it for another set of suggestions. But let's say you like something. Like, for example, I kind of like this point number 1 here. So maybe I wanted a little more detailed expansion of this particular point. So I can very simply just ask ChatGPT if it can extend upon number 1 and add additional hashtags to it. And it says here's an extended version of the first social media post. So as you can see, what it does is it takes that exact same point and tries to make it a little more lengthy for you. If this wasn't enough, you can ask it to expand it a little more. A little more expanded than that. And he'll tell you that here's a little more expanded version of it. And there we go. We kind of are getting like around 3 or 4 paragraphs of data about it. So now this post is kind of good enough for me to now use and start creating my first social media post. And let's say, you want images for it. You can actually ask for image suggestions as well. So you can very simply just ask ChatGPT to suggest some images that would work with that post. And it would actually tell you, here are some images or suggestions. A futuristic image of a robot or AI machine, an image of a person working on a computer, etc., etc., etc. Now, in case you're wondering that I have this tab open here and that's by mistake, no, it isn't. So I like this game called Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this is a game that is based on the future a bit. So where it talks about humans having implants and things like that. It's one of my favorite games. So what you can do is actually have ChatGPT include this in your image as well. So if you want, you can actually combine ideas together. So I can add a prompt like this. Add a touch of cyberpunk to the description of these images to make it more futuristic. And now ChatGPT is going to give you the same image recommendations, but blended with cyberpunk. So if a general image was just a futuristic image of a robot or AI machine, now it tells you that here are some examples of the image you can make. You can have the image of a robotic arm working on a circuit board, could be described as witness the cyberpunk future of AI as it leads its mechanical hand to the creation of the next generation of technology. So I like how they've basically blended cyberpunk with an idea of data science to create an image or give you an idea of an image that you can use with this post. The image of a city skyline with data and code elements could be described as step into the cyberpunk metropolis of tomorrow, where data and technology are seamlessly integrated into the fabric of our society. Pretty interesting point, isn't it? But this is basically how we as users can actually train ChatGPT on our particular business. Tell it what our business is all about, give it details of our business by gathering data about it. And once we gather data about the business, ask it to create something, create some result. If you like a particular result, you can further add upon it. And if you want to fine tune your result, give it a suggestion by adding a touch of some other conversation blended with it to further get an answer that's relevant to something you would like. Now imagine if we had to create all of this with our own heads, it would be so exhausting and would be so time consuming at the same time. But with the use of ChatGPT, in a matter of minutes, we were able to actually create everything from a post to the set of hashtags for it, as well as even an image recommendation for the same thing. Apart from this, there are many other AI tools like DALL-E, which you can use to actually generate images as well. There are websites and AI tools in the market that you can actually give particular image description to, and it will actually generate an image out of it for you. So this is the future of AI and you are a part of it. And I'm glad to be a part of this journey with you. I'll see you in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.